Well, God bless you. I'm Pastor Gary W. Lee Sr., and welcome to another edition of the 5 Minute Message. Everybody got 5 minutes. Here we will endeavor to elaborate on a passage of Scripture, and I'll attempt to be edifying and enlightening and do it all in 5 minutes. As I said, everybody got 5 minutes. The motto here is our messages are short enough to keep you interested, but long enough to bless you. Now, with that being said, I just want to take a moment or two to go into God's Word in Ephesians chapter number 3 and verse 13. And I promise I'll be out of your way in just a few moments. You'll find the scripture recorded. It says, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind me and reaching forth to those things which are before me." Verse 14 says, "I press toward the mark of the prize of the high calling in Jesus Christ." I have discovered that we are special beings that have been created by God, in that we have the ability to remember. We have the ability to retain information. We have the ability to go into our minds and recollect or recall something that has happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 30 years ago, a year ago, a day ago. And we can recapture that moment as if it is actually right now. And that is a blessing to be able to remember. It's beneficial if you ever have to go to court and you have to ask certain questions from a certain era. It's beneficial when you're taking tests. It's beneficial in the area of vocation. If you're on a job, it's a blessing to be able to remember things. But what I've also discovered is that your memory can also be detrimental to you. I've discovered that at a point of time in your life, sometimes you need to forget the things that are behind you. Sometimes it's important, regardless of how good or how bad that thing is. At some point, it becomes important to forget, because you can only live by what you're doing now. What you did yesterday don't matter no more. Regardless of how good it is, how bad it is, yesterday is behind us. We can never recapture that moment. We can never relive that moment. So many of us are living in the past, and God is trying to give us a better today, a better tomorrow, a better future, but we're still cleaving to things that we did yesterday, or something bad or something negative that happened to us yesterday. I don't belittle or take it lightly those that may have been raped or molested in the past or abused. That's a horrible thing. But God is trying to get us to the point where we are ready to move forward in our lives and move to the next level, to the next realm, and to another destination. He goes on to say that I press my way. I press toward the mark. Sometimes in order to get to the next level, it's not an easy task. It's not easy to do. You have to literally push or press or stretch yourself. Sometimes you got to come out of your comfort zone, come out of your box, come out of your geographic area that you're accustomed to and that you're used to, because God is trying to take you to some place that you have never been before. So it is new waters for you, but God is telling you to press. He's telling you to stretch. I think about in sports, in baseball, a person that plays first base has to have the ability to do the full splits. In other words, at some point when the runner is running down the first baseline, that first baseman has to have the ability to stretch and do the splits, to reach his hand out, because when someone is throwing the ball to him, that split second can mean a difference of getting the person out or the person getting safe. So he has to stretch himself. He has to extend himself. God is speaking to somebody that is looking at this telecast, and God is saying, stretch yourself, extend yourself, enlarge your territories, enlarge your borders, come out of your comfort zone, come out of what you are used to, try something different, try something new. What you have been trying does not work. What you have been doing does not work. So God has said it's time to forget the past, forget your old ways, and forget your old methods, and forget your old terminology and your old theology, and cleave to something that is new, and stretch and reach and push push and extend, spread, do everything you can do to get to the next level. God bless you. I hope this has been a blessing to you. Don't get stuck in the past. Forget about the past. It's not doing anything for you right now. God is trying to take us to a higher height and a deeper depth. Will you go? I will. God bless you. Please continue to listen to these 5-minute messages. May God continue to richly bless you. God bless.